All right, number 20 is the meaning. This is from Like, is the meaning of turning the water into wine by Jesus, by comparing Jesus at the wedding from the water vessels, just like in the tabernacle, to Jesus who does not use water to wash us, but his blood, wine. I'm sorry, that question did not make sense to my head. I'll read it again. Is the meaning of turning the water into wine by comparing Jesus at the wedding, parentheses, from water vessels just like in the tabernacle, to Jesus who does not use water to wash us, but his blood, wine. Okay, is there like an allegory? I think I understand it better now. Is there an allegorical meaning to the first miracle of Jesus, Cana of Galilee, in the Gospel of John? In the Gospel of John, it's the first manifesting of the glory of Christ, is what he says. We're going a bit long today, but most of you are cool with that. So John, let's go there. John chapter 2. We really should just read the passage. On the third day, there was a wedding at Cana in Galilee, and the mother of Jesus was there. Jesus also was invited to the wedding with his disciples. When the wine ran out, now their weddings would be like days long, so days long for a wedding, not just an afternoon or an evening. The mother of Jesus said to him, "They have no wine." Jesus said to her, "Woman, what does this have to do with me? My hour has not yet come." That phrase, "my hour has not yet come," in John is Jesus' way of saying, I'm not publicly telling the world who I am fully just yet. That hour has come part is about actually his crucifixion. The moment he becomes super open about all this stuff is also the moment he gets crucified. His mother said to the servants, "Do whatever he tells you." So she keeps things on the DL. Now there were 6 stone water jars there for Jewish rites of purification, each holding 20 or 30 gallons. Jesus said to the servants, "Fill the jars with water." Okay, they have these giant, they would hold quite a lot of liquid. And he says, fill them with water, and they filled them up to the brim, implying that they were empty. Some see an allegory there. And he said to them, "Now draw some out and take it to the master of the feast." So they took it. When the master of the feast tasted the water, now become wine, and did not know where it came from, though the servants who had drawn the water knew, the master of the feast called the bridegroom and said to him, "Everyone serves the good wine first, and when the people have drunk freely, then the poor wine. But you've kept the good wine until now." So it wasn't just wine, it was good wine. The first of his signs Jesus did at Cana in Galilee and manifested his glory, and his disciples believed in him. But it was secretly. That's the point. He did it secretly. So there's several different things going on here. Jesus does his first miracle that the disciples witness. He does it secretly. This is going to be a theme in his ministry. He's trying to reveal things to people, teach them things, but not do it in certain ways that will lead to the crucifixion prematurely. And is there symbolism? Okay, so we have Jewish water pots that are supposed to be used for cleansing. Note that they're empty, implying that they're not being used for cleansing, implying that they're not properly clean, that the Jews are not properly clean according to their traditions. Jesus has filled them with water, but he turns that water into wine, and it's the best wine. It's better than the first wine that came. Jesus later talks about how what he's bringing is like new wine, and it needs to go into new wineskins. So this may be a picture of the whole sort of gospel message. And I agree here with you. Yeah, the law is like this thing that was there to purify the Jews, but it's sort of running out, so to speak, and he fills it with water. He fulfills the law, but in doing so replaces it with something better, turns it into the best of wine. This people drink, and they're not externally cleansed like with water, but they're internally impacted by the wine. None of the people at Cana got saved by drinking this wine. None of that. It's all symbolism to represent Christ, who offers his blood, something better than what the law gave, that cleanses us internally, not just externally. This is the salvation that Jesus is bringing. So I do think that there's a parallel here that we should notice. And for those who might doubt this, read the rest of John and see how many times he does this. Jesus sees a well. Ask of me and I'll give you water that'll burst from within you, living water, and he uses the idea of thirsting in wells. He does bread and he says, "I am the bread of life." He talks about the simple temple ceremony where they lit the fire and said, "The light of the world." And Jesus goes, "I'm the light of the world." He's continually showing that he's the fulfillment of all of the Jewish prophecies and pictures, and the external cleanliness of the law becomes the internal purification of the gospel of Christ, who fulfills the law. And he says, I'm the bread, I'm the light, right? His blood is the wine. So I think it's a beautiful symbolism. Thanks for letting me talk about it. And as far as any announcements I have for you guys today, it's just to tell you Monday is the next video for women in ministry. We're going to talk about we're women apostles, and I'll answer a question that I think I left unanswered last time and didn't mean to. So we're women apostles. We'll do with a bunch of stuff. This will not be a 2-hour video. Thank you, Lord, for once. But yeah, we're going to keep marching along and plow through this women in ministry thing. As soon as it's done, I'm going to start prepping for Hebrews verse by verse. Cannot wait to do that with you guys. And I'm excited that so many of you are excited about just verse by verse study through Hebrews. It's going to be amazing because Hebrews is amazing. So yeah. Sarah Zimmerman asked me to close out by playing my guitar. Anybody think I have a guitar pick over here somewhere? Ah, here's a little ditty for you. Actually, I can't think of anything. Oh, I can think of stuff, but I don't want copyright issues. A little out of tune. So I do have like a little worship album you guys can check out. You can, if you go to BibleThinker.org, you can actually listen for free to several of the songs from it. That's fine, but that's a little guitar for you.